As somebody who has done YouTube for almost 11 years now, I always struggled with feeling validation for my storytelling. As a young boy, I grew up playing with stuffed animals and telling little stories, creating characters in my head, and kind of playing them out in my imagination. And my parents didn't really believe me. I had a lot of people that didn't really understand me as an artist or as a creator. And I never felt like I was good enough or that my stories were worth sharing. It wasn't until an application or a platform came out called YouTube where I could kind of explore and express myself and release those stories to the world, start to gain an audience, and then actually make it into a full-time job, which I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that these days. But what I realized was, although YouTube is around, we're missing a huge opportunity. As somebody whose voice was never heard, who felt insecure about their work, I always wanted an outlet, somewhere where I could, say, write my stories and where people could look at them and give feedback, and I could maybe even make a name for myself with my writing, with my storytelling. This was something that I felt very passionate about, and Brian Spitz, who directed the Psycho documentary, also felt very passionate about. He comes from the traditional industry where if you're an aspiring filmmaker, writer, actor, there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of difficulty in breaking through that barrier and getting your stories told. So we both felt very passionate about this. What we're looking to do, guys, is provide a voice for those that are not spoken for. We want to provide a platform where aspiring writers and storytellers can write to their heart's desire, can tell the most elaborate, awesome stories, gain an audience, and be able to potentially make a living off of it. This is something we feel is not out there and something that we will not stop until it is, guys, and we are fighting for you, and that is why we made something known as StoryFire. StoryFire is a group storytelling application for iOS or your Apple iPhone. You can find it on the App Store. I will be grabbing my phone right now and showing you guys what it looks like. I'll be showing you guys a tutorial. Let me open up our video. Hey there, Jays, it's your old pal McJuggerNuggets here. With me being back, it's great because now I can film whatever I want, and the first thing on the agenda is I want you guys to really know about this app because I know there's a lot of aspiring writers and storytellers, and I want you guys to have this opportunity and us to be able to tell stories and play together. For those of you guys that are immediately disappointed and upset because there's no Android version, guys, there will come a time where that is a thing. It's just that for right now, we want to make sure this thing is perfect on the iPhone. Alright, from now on, guys, you'll actually see my cell phone screen on the side. I've never done this before, so this is pretty exciting. Guys, I'm in the App Store right now. When you type in StoryFire is actually the third one to show up. Click this, there's StoryFire. Now, I know there's a lot of other storytelling applications, but no other app does what we do, and also it's us running the show, so we're gonna make sure you're gonna have some good Alright, guys, be sure to leave a 5-star review once you try out the app. I'm not trying to game the system here. If you guys really think this is something special, leave a positive review. We'd love to hear back from you. So this is where you'll install the app. We're gonna open it up right now, and this is the main screen. Before we get into it, guys, I know there's been a lot of questions like, what is this application? What can I do on it? How does it work? So this is the main screen you'll see. Before we get into that though, guys, let me just show you, we got profiles now. That's actually a recent update. The first thing that you'll need to do is you'll actually need to sign up. So you'll need to put in your email address and a password. It's real easy. You can use a throwaway account, it's all good. But when you first enter the app, you'll see this tutorial. It says, welcome to StoryFire. Now, one thing that we do is we have a strike system, so everything's sort of branded towards fire. Like the whole original concept was like, hey, you got people around the fire. I don't know if you guys ever did this while you're camping or something, but there's a large group of you and each person says a sentence, and you guys go around the circle and you guys tell a cohesive story together. This is something we used to do as a family with some friends as well. And the story that you would come up with was always ridiculous, which sometimes it's funny, but other times if you want to have a more serious story, you can. So strikes is our system of, like I said, we're going to that campfire branding. So strikes is similar to like you're striking a match pad. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll see this. and it's like swiping a match. So it's like, imagine my finger's a match, so you swipe it on the box. I know this is old school, guys. A lot of you guys use lighters and stuff, but you slide that across and it's really satisfying. It's like, whoo, sound effect goes. So every strike is kind of a view, so you'll see that metric again. So that applies to if you're reading stories. I'll show you again on solo mode, but this is where you'll create new stories together. Basically, pick a character. So say you want to write as Emma, you'll pick Emma, and she gets a specific color, and she said, did you hear that? Grant, yes, get inside now. As a voter, which we have different modes, and it's a little confusing, which is why I'll give you some more details. If you like certain lines, you can swipe them, and that provides a vote. So we're gonna gather around the StoryFire, y'all, and we're gonna swipe this, boom. We're into the app now. So this is the main story feed, guys. You'll see a lot of different solo stories, which have been highlighted in yellow. I guess that's orange. Dang, man, I need glasses. But Kayla, who's one of our writers, you can see her, you see the author, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. And it's very similar. Like I said, I used the comparison of YouTube, but this is YouTube for writers. If you see the strikes in the top right corner, that's pretty much the amount of views. Brian Spitz over here rocking 350,000 strikes. That's the amount of time somebody has swiped, so that's 350,000 lines read. So you'll see all these. You got my mom, Terry Ridge, on there. She's written some stories. We have Jackson Watson, who is a fan, who got his story featured, over 30,000 views already, guys. It's awesome. So now here's a story by Swift UAV, who's another fan. And he's actually one of our hosts. There's no solo in the top left corner. That just means it was basically a multiplayer game. That's right, guys. We have multiplayer. It's super cool. We can even play together. I'll explain that in a second. So here's a story I wrote on solo mode. We're gonna click on this, and I'll show you kind of what the. I already read this one, guys. It's like I already accomplished it. All right, we're gonna read My First Kiss, guys. This is a juicy one. Jesse writing romances. So this is when you first start a story. You see the title. You see the author at the top. You'll see your match strike, you want to start reading, so you're laying in bed late at night, you're bored, you're like, I got 10 minutes to kill, I can't fall asleep. Let me open up StoryFire and read a story here. So you slide the match across, boom. Dave and Kimberly are staring at each other across the cafeteria. Boom. Everything is in slow motion. Boom. Dave winks at Kim. Mark sees the exchange and buries his head in his pizza. Oh, he just winked at her again. I think we've all been there. So guys, that's solo mode. So you guys can read as many stories that are on this feed, and more are being added every single day. And these are actually all approved stories. So we have people that are in-house that are actually looking at these stories, looking at stories that you submit. That's right, you can write your own. It will approve them so they can be featured on the app, and you can start having people view them. So reading is one facet, and then you go over here to your profile. You can update your profile picture, and then it even shows written stories. But yeah, this is where all the stories that I've written are gonna go. In the top left side of the screen, you see these are the different genres of storytelling. We have top stories, action, fantasy, funny, horror, romantic. We will be adding more categories down the line, but we felt those were solid categories to start. All right, guys, so let's show you what happens when you want to write your own story. You see this giant pencil icon, you can't miss it, bottom right. Tap that. Now I have two options, guys, because I'm a host, so we only have maybe like 10 hosts, which that is a very special privilege, which we only grant that out to really hardcore StoryFire writers. So if that's something you want to earn, it's really cool. Basically what that means is you can host a live story similar to like a live stream, and that's where you can get like up to 10 of your friends in a game and start to tell a story line by line, but it's super freaking competitive, guys. It's really intense, and I've actually, the acclaimed McJuggerNuggets creator storyteller has gotten beaten by fans, unprecedented, and some of those fans have even gotten the host privileges from beating me. So we're not going to look at host mode from the host perspective, because guys, that's top secret. Well, like I said, you guys got to check out and play on the app so you can earn that, but we're going to show you guys what it's like to write a solo story. Now for those Android users that are watching this that are like, oh, I wish I could have this, guys, we do have a website, which is StoryFire.com. That'll be in the description below, and you can actually start writing stories on the website, which you can do from your mobile device. Go to StoryFire.com/write, make an account, and you can start writing today, and your stories can be featured on the app. Alright guys, so we're going to tell a solo StoryFire here. Let me just find a random picture. Alright, we're going to tell a random story, guys. Here's Jesse's graduation. That's actually what we're going to call it as well. So we'll put the thumbnail in, just like you're uploading a YouTube video, except we're writing. We're going to put the title down. This will be a funny story. You pick the category, you hit next. And now this is where you're going to add your characters. So we'll have Jesse, Psycho Dad. That changed my mind, guys. This is the story I want to tell. So I've changed the thumbnail, I changed the title and everything. We're gonna get right into this story, guys. You already seen this process. I only added one character, that's all I need to tell this story, because what you can also do is, if you don't select a character, you can talk as the narrator. I'll show you guys in a sec. Now with solo mode, you can go back and change it so you can add a character or two if you want. Alright, so it says tap to select your character and write a storyline. So what we're going to do is we're going to type as a narrator right now. Isaac wakes up from a terrible nightmare. We're going to add that, so that's the first line to the story. Then we're going to have Isaac, I don't want to go back. So notice Isaac is purple. He says, I don't want to go back. That's ironically like the color of the portal in which he returned. We're going to add that to the story. So Isaac wakes up from a horrible nightmare. Isaac says, I don't want to go back. Isaac looks around in his bedroom in a sweat. He seems disoriented. Isaac says, where am I? Isaac looks concerned and falls back asleep. So that's how the story writing process goes, guys. If you had multiple characters, you can basically just have different colors assigned to them, and you can write, you know, a whole dialogue, and you can write whatever you want. It's really cool. Now, once you're satisfied with your story, you can come up here to the top right, and you can actually either save as a draft, which means, you know, you come back a few hours later and start working on it again, or you can submit it. I'm gonna submit. Oh snap, it needs to have 10 lines, guys. But if your story was 10 lines, what you could do is you submit it. It would go to our reviewers would look at it. If it meets the standard, you will find yourself right on the main screen. Your story will be listed, and which is super, super exciting. You start to get some strikes. So now our main mode right now, actually guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to text Brian. We're gonna have Brian start up a live StoryFire game, and we're gonna get right into it. One sec. All right guys, I texted Brian. He has started a story. You can actually see on my recent notifications, StoryFire hit me up. So Brian has invited me to a story. All right, we're gonna tap for details. It takes us into the app. So this is kind of, oh my God. The story is called My Bad. So Brian is our host. Like I said, we only have like maybe 10 select hosts. So basically you gotta follow me, Brian, Swift, a few of my family members on social media. If you just follow my main account, I share who the current hosts are, and you'll have to send your username to them to get an invite. So we get to see the thumbnail and the title of the story, guys. If you look at the top right, I have 4 hearts. That means I have 4 lives. And we're just waiting for Brian to start the game. We're waiting for people to actually file in so we can start it up. We're gonna light the fire soon, baby. So right now I'm getting, I'm getting my creative juices flowing, whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna take a drink of my special formula, guys. This is how I write all my stories. Oh, I'm ready. Sorry guys, I just want to talk about solo stories for a moment. Some of you guys have been asking, like, how do you get your stories approved? Basically, we are getting hundreds of stories every single day, and we have a team that are reviewing those. If you haven't gotten a response back, that means it wasn't approved. If you do get a response, that means you probably were approved. And guys, if you're just on the waiting list and you're just like, oh, I want to know what's going on, my best advice is to keep writing. Just keep writing. You can submit as many stories as you want, guys, and I just can't wait for that one to get approved, and you're like, yes! And then, guess what? Your writing's getting better, and before you know it, you're gonna be like a bajillionaire. So although I got a notification from Brian for starting the game, you actually don't have to have notifications on. You don't have to have really anything turned on for this game to be awesome. So the genre he has picked is funny. So I'm already thinking, what happened to this kid for him to lose his hair? I would hate, he does not look pleased right now, guys. Can you imagine you look like this kid right now? Maybe it's a psycho scenario, dude. Maybe his dad actually shaved his head and dyed the other. He looks like he's half Moltres right now. He's like the Phoenix, dude. He's like, he's like the trickster, guys. He's from an old movie. He's gonna play a trick on us. So now as the host, you can actually select certain times. So you can even set schedule a story for like tomorrow. So say like your friends or these people are gonna be on at a certain time, like you guys are all laying in bed around 10 p.m. or you guys are having a sleepover, you guys all wanna hop on StoryFire real quick. You can say, hey, we're gonna start this story at midnight. We're gonna do a 3 a.m. challenge or a 3 a.m. story at 3 a.m. So you can schedule the story. Oh, we started. Oh shoot, guys, so I have 38 seconds to write the next line of the story. Ben turns around in the barber chair, revealing his new haircut. Mom is speechless. Are you kidding me? I'm talking as Ben right now, who just got his head shaved. It's always a great reaction. So I'm gonna submit that. Guys, honestly, I get real anxious. So I'm a writer right now. There's a few other writers in here. So what we do is we each submit a line to the story. Now Brian, as the host, is gonna look at those lines and he's gonna decide which one he likes best, or the 2 that he likes best. and then it's up to voters. So then it's like a live lobby. Like we might have a few hundred people in here voting on which line they think is best. And we wait for the timer, 5 seconds. Oh gosh. It's super competitive, guys. Like I'm no joke, like you have 45 seconds to write a line, and like if you don't, you lose a life. It's super intense. Story host selected your line. Yes! Yes! So Brian liked my line, now it's going to the crowd, going to the audience. Come on, come on. Make me feel good. My line doesn't get picked. Come on, come on. Crowd shows your story, like, yes! So, see, there's the line we wrote. I've done it, guys. They picked my line, so that means I have not lost a life. Everybody else that submitted lines, they've lost a life. So I'm winning. I'm winning. That'll be 50 bucks, lad, says the barber. I'm picturing like an old school barber. I don't know, dude, this barber just must be crazy for him to do up Ben's hair like this, because, I mean, Ben seems like he was not expecting that. Oh, no! Yo, I lost a life, guys. I have only 3 lives left. If I lose my 3 lives, I'm kicked out of the game, and I just have to watch. The barber says, sir, I am so sorry. Oh, the barber made a mistake. Guys, listen to that fuse. It's so intense, guys. I can't handle it. Like it's so, like, the adrenaline rush is insane. Like, you just, like a bomb's gonna blow up if you don't tell the story properly. This is how it feels doing daily YouTube videos. Shoot! Ah, no! Guys, my dignity is on the line. Ben says, sorry, what for? This is exactly what I asked for. Great job. Oh, twist. Shave it all off. No son of mine. So guys, this is like hours of fun right here. If you had 8 lives and 10 writers, that's like an 80-line story, guys. And wait till you see what happens at the end. Like, the end gets crazy, because right now, Brian is not writing, if you'll notice. But he will, and it'll be intense. Host selected your line. Come on. Are you... What? Guys, I'm literally about to lose in the video. You didn't ask to get that haircut, Ben. I will let your father handle you when you get home. What? Yo, this is favoritism right now. Here we go. Oh, yeah, throw that little extra detail. No, not female voice. Oh, shoot. Oh, my God, guys. This is when you get messed up. Female voice. Could I actually get what he got? Oh, I wanted to say something. Oh, shoot. Just submit it. Oh, dang it. You, like, beat yourself up. You're like, crap. I should have said something like, I'll have what he's having kind of thing, but I didn't phrase it. Shoot, guys. Oh, maybe. Dude, I have 1 life left. 1 life. Yes. All right, Brian selected my line. Come on. Come on, voters. Please don't do me dirty on my own video right now. I do not want to lose on video. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. I don't want to see the pop-up. I don't want to see the... Oh. 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 No. 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 I got kicked. Shoot. Wow, and Locke, guys, Locke, if you see his name down there, it is revealed it is now. So what happens is Brian descends from the throne of just being a host, and he goes 1v1 on the winner of that round. Oh my gosh, guys. I just got beat by a fan. This could be you, Juggies. If you download StoryFire right now, we could get into games and you could beat me as a writer. I don't know what happened, guys. I just blew it. I choked under pressure, clearly. So now they're going rapid fire, back to back. Brian versus Locke, dude. Locke is going off. Ben says, Mom, please stop. So now so I can manipulate the results now. So I can try and guess which ones are Brian. I want Brian to win, honestly, because Brian was picking my lines. It's just the voters. All right, so if I like this line, Mom, please stop. This is embarrassing. I can swipe it to the right. That's kind of like dropping a like on it. Or I could dislike it and pull that to the left. So I'm assuming Brian came down and that's his first line. So I'm actually going to give an upvote. I'm going to downvote Mom. So what happens is, guys, you can see the timer at the top. They have 5 minutes to square off one-on-one. Whoever gets the most votes, whoever gets the most likes on their lines, wins the whole entire StoryFire. They get a trophy. It's really freaking cool. Brian gets to decide whether he wants to kind of delete the story and say, hey, this was just our private, like, Snapchat moment. Or he can publish the story for everybody to read, like the other group StoryFires that are on there. It basically bypasses the approval process, which is pretty cool. So if you get a host, if you get host privileges, you're money, dude. So now he did Mom and then he did asterisk. So we actually created that as writers. Like, that's technically like not something you have to do, but there's creative ways to kind of get your point across. So the asterisks are a cool way. He could have just said, as the narrator, not selected a character and just said, his mom gets into the chair angrily. But this works too. Can you imagine being in a one-on-one with me right now? Could you imagine that was happening? How freaked out would you be? Give me what my son... Oh. See, now this is when I get frustrated and I just want to jump back into the game and start like getting better at writing stories, because I guess I'm not good enough, guys. I'm sorry. Didn't drink enough of my special formula. You don't have tons this, Mom. I'll deal with Dad on my own, or maybe you should just run away. I don't get that line. So sometimes when there's a spelling error or grammatical error, it just doesn't make sense. That's like an automatic downvote to me. Because I mean, think about, you had 10 writers and somebody does a spelling error or just like is saying like profanity or just being weird in the story. All you have to do is downvote it or just not select those lines, and guess what? They'll get kicked out of the story, which only leaves the best writers. It's survival of the fittest on StoryFire, guys. Take Snapchat selfie of new haircut with dog filter. Oh my... That's pretty good. I wonder who's writing these lines. I don't like the random Trump shout out. Like, why does he have to edge his way into every story? Oh, voting is ending, guys. About the winner declared. Lock what? Oh my gosh, guys. A fan won. A fan that we have invited to the game that Brian hosted has beaten Brian and me. Yo, this dude might be getting host privileges after that. You might see him hosting games. So now we have our completed story, guys. Now what would happen is Brian, as the host, even though he got beat, has the option to add the story in the list, and it would appear like, say, this weird shark looking thing, it would show up right there. No solo badge, it's just strictly a live StoryFire. So guys, those are the features on StoryFire as of right now today. I cannot say all the top secret awesome things planned. You're gonna see my phone kind of disappear now. So yeah guys, I cannot reveal all the awesome features and updates we have coming in the future, but guys, I am so pumped on this, and me and Brian have been putting a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of money into this project, and we really believe in it. We really want you guys to succeed as writers and be able to tell a story and develop a following, because we know it's really hard on YouTube and other platforms, but this is something where we have control over. We can help you guys out. We can give you guys the tools necessary to become a better writer and to grow as an individual. And as two people that have really struggled in the business, trying to make our way through and have come out on top, now we want to give it back to you guys so that you guys can feel empowered and get your stories heard by millions of people. So I can't wait for the future updates, guys. We're only just getting started. We're like a month in, so if you guys want to, I encourage you to download StoryFire, check it out for yourself. Link is in the description below. You guys will find me and Brian on there all the time. Also, we'll be doing a live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/McJuggerNuggets. I'll be playing some StoryFire games. I would like to play with you. Let's see what you got, dude. Can you beat the almighty writer? And if not, if you're not a writer yourself, you can still read some stories. Everybody loves reading stories, and they're short stories. You can read one in 10 minutes when you're in the waiting room or in the car or on the plane. And you can get to vote on stuff too. So you get to be really judgmental, which is great, and we get to at least play together, guys, and it's really fun to share. There will be a lot more updates coming down the line, guys. Make sure you subscribe for more content. Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. Drop some likes on this video, guys, if you're hyped for StoryFire and you think it's an awesome idea and something that you think is going to do a lot of good for the community. And once again, that community aspect, guys, if you ever have any ideas for the app or some features that you want to see be completed, let us know in the comments, guys, because you know we listen to all you guys, and that's how I've always developed my stories. As you know, over the Sega series, Devil Inside, you name it, I've looked to you guys and your comments and filtered ideas into the story, and it's always constantly adapting and changing. If you guys want to see some changes happen to StoryFire, you want to be a part of it, let us know in the comments, tell your stories, and let's build that StoryFire community. We also have t-shirts coming soon. We got posters for StoryFire coming soon. We're going all out, baby. We're making trips for StoryFire. It's going to be lit. Hashtag stay lit, guys. Use that in the comments if you made it all the way through. Guys, I hope to see you in the stream tonight. Love you, Joys of Death, and don't forget to keep it rigid. And if you think you're gonna beat me in a story, guess again.